So this is how I prep the feeders before I give them to my reptiles. You really want to get Reptivite, so pretty much is multivitamins for any feeders. And when I talk about feeders, I'm talking about waxworms, dog crickets, small crickets, and superworms. And I'm gonna have the proper containers for you to pretty much season the feeders. And by seasoning, I mean also you need repticalcium. Repticalcium is way more important than any other vitamin, just because if without this, their bone structure is not gonna last, and they're gonna start looking kind of weird, and you don't want that because that cannot be reversed. Especially on bearded dragons, you see that a lot. Also on leopard geckos. Now I haven't really seen it on savanna monitors, but you really don't want to take a risk. You want combination between this, multivitamins, calcium, and UVB and heat lamps. At the end of the day, you need all that. You want to spoil your pet. Don't pretty much just buy them just to have them around, because I know how it is. People forget and they pretty much just have to give them away or just pretty much let them loose. We don't want to do that. So what we have here is already mixed them together. You really want to just put the crickets in here. I usually have this for a smaller one and a wider one for bigger crickets, just because they're a lot more calmer. When it comes to baby crickets, it honestly goes pinhead, small, medium, and large, and then there's even black large crickets. Those are kind of scary, but those you kind of want for the turtles and anything that's big. You kind of want a tall container for the smaller cricket, just because it's so higher, they're not going to be able to jump out. Because I did mess up in the beginning when I first started doing this. It was pretty much this, and I would open it, and once I put them in there, the crickets would just go getting everywhere. You kind of want like a tall container. But anyways, so pretty much how I do this is, like I said, I mix both powders in here. You want to keep this handy. I have three. I have a wooden one, I have a metal one, and I have a small one. I also have a special edition glow in the dark. Well, not really special edition, they all glow in the dark, but that's pretty cool. But you kind of want all of them, because the wood one is for the tarantulas. The tarantulas, so the fangs won't get broken on the metal ones. The metal ones are for like cockroaches, anything that's hard to get. You really want to get the metal ones. These are really nice. They have the grips and everything. But of course, you want a catch cup. Just in case some crickets get out, you want a boom, 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 boom. Because it is annoying when they do get out. I mean, I wouldn't really worry. They honestly die. Another recommendation I suggest, is that when you do get crickets, buy them from your local exotic stores, which are your reptiles and tarantula stores. Just because they're going to have the best quality crickets there. They're going to be bigger, more meatier. Where you get them at PetSmart and Petco and PetSmart obviously has them for a little bit more expensive, but here you get them for what I believe a dozen for $1, where at Petco and PetSmart it's 16 cents each. But we'll get into that video about PetSmart and all that stuff. I'm not saying that you should go to PetSmart, but I mean, if it's after 6, usually exotic places close early, and PetSmart and Petco do close a little later, but I do suggest going to your local shop first. But I also do recommend buying as much as you're going to use, because I would make the same mistake buying a whole surplus of crickets, and they would just die in a week. And it's like, you're just wasting money. I tried the little gummy vitamin things. I'll bring them out later. I'll show you guys a picture about them, but it's pretty much these little gummies that like pretty much hydrate your crickets, and they also have this oatmeal kind of grain that helps some calcium, so better calcium for the inside of them. So they start eating them, and then they hope that the cricket eats it, and it's better nutrients for the lizard or whatever it is. But at the end of the day, they're gonna eat. They need to eat. So just grab as much as you need for the day. Just take a day off, or one of your days off. Count how many crickets they eat or what they're supposed to eat, and just put them in there. The next day, you obviously want to take out the live ones or the dead ones, because it does create mold. But enough talking. Let's just put the crickets inside, and I'll show you guys what's up. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna pretty much just undo them. We do have our handy knife here. Shout out Gerber, non-sponsored. Well, like I said, just pretty much just have everything prepared before, because once you have everything kind of not in order, they're just gonna go flying. So what I like to do is I like to pretty much just hold them like this, And then you just kind of want to put this in here and just pour them in. I'm only putting a lot of crickets just because I have about, 4 lizards. Leopard gecko, crested gecko, my bearded dragon, and of course my Savannah monitor. So we're gonna feed all of them today. So make sure to cover this, close it. Doesn't matter about the air holes, you're gonna feed them all today. Make sure that none of them are stuck in here. They do low-key smell. Make sure to get it as soon as possible in the container. And all you wanna do is like fried chicken. Let's do this. I'm telling you, you need to do this because a lot of people just feed their lizards and they don't give them their proper nutrients, and they do end up not looking right, you know? So you want to do this, the seasoner the better. And you want to do the same process to all the other animals. I got waxworms. Waxworms, to me, if your animal is underweight, you want to give them these. These are pretty much just like fatty tissue that they might be small, but each one is pretty much they're eating like a piece of bacon. It's gonna get them fattened, bigger and more chunkier and like more like hefty. You know, that's what you want. You don't want a skinny lizard. But these, they might be small, but they carry nutrients. Superworms, you kind of want oatmeal in there to make them alive. They're kind of more like hardy. They do last a little longer, but you do want oatmeal in here. But you can't feed your lizards too much of these because they do have a harder outer shell. And I do find my lizards in the morning throwing up, throwing up the shells just because they're eating so many of them that it just upsets their stomach. So you kind of just want to feed them once a week. But like I said, do the same process, seasoning. That way you don't waste it. That way they know. And like what I like to do is I just like to throw them in there exactly how much you're supposed to eat. Like for example, my bearded dragon is supposed to eat 8 to 10, 16 a day. So instead of just hand feeding them, just put exactly what they're eating because they're going to eat them. If they're not hungry, just pick up the extra one the next day and put them back in here. You're going to have to feed them eventually. And I don't really recommend doing this to your tarantulas because I don't think it's really good for them. I don't know if other people do that. Comment below if you guys do that or trust it. But yeah, just pretty much that's all it is, guys. Just make sure to take care of your animals because they're not just pets, they're your friends. And don't forget to comment, subscribe, Guillermo's Goods, tell your friends. And like I said, I'll show you guys all my animals here. And thanks for watching. Catch you on the next one.